So, good evening, everyone. So, we are going to continue the discussion for concept of peace. So, we left off. Check. So, this is where we left off in our last meeting last Monday. As you can see, we already started discussing the concept of peace from 1930 to present. So now let's proceed on the next slide. So as you can see, in 1920 to 1960, it started a 50-year peace project of the Communist Party by creating a peace council or committees in each country led by USSR. So basically, class, in this time frame from 1920 to 1960, so what they did is that they have created a peace council or committee. So naa sila committee dito about which will deal or in relation to peace. Now, in 1990, that is the end of Cold War, and they describe peace as the goal of nuclear deterrence. So basically, di ba nga, the Cold War, so already ended in 1990, and then they have described that the goal for peace, diba, is really about the nuclear deterrence so that they can be able to like avoid using nuclear weapons. Ayon. Next is that in 1999 to 1930, so they define education of peace as a process in which individual of society are imposed with the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and value necessary or creating a changed behavior in order to use peaceful methods in preventing and solving conflict and violence. So, ibig sabihin kasi they wanted, di ba, to have or they want when they in terms of kaning peace education, they want to impose that there should be knowledge, the skills, di ba? So for us to be able to use, di ba, for us to be able to use them in peaceful methods so that we can be able to prevent and solve those conflict and violence. So we must be able to have the right attitude, the right skills, so that we can be able to create a change behavior so that we can as well, diba, change something and achieve peace. In 1945 to 1950, concept of peace was developed particularly through the practice of social movement with the belief that peace is attainable through total disarmament. Diba, going back to 1990, the goal there was of nuclear deterrence. But in 1945 to 1950, they really believe, diba, through social movements, let's say mga non-violent na mga promoting non-violence, diba, or through non-violent acts, we can be able to achieve peace, and they wanted it to happen through, di ba, kanang total disarmament. No using of weapons, let's say for example, nuclear weapons, mga different na guns, for example. So that is there, and or any weapons, di ba, which would cause harm or danger to other people. Now, in 1950, civil rights movement headed by Martin Luther King Jr. campaign for anti-nuclear methods. So we can really see that in the timeline, or let's say, diba, sa concept of peace, diba, the common there is that avoiding, diba, the usage of kaning mga weapons, mga, let's say, nuclear weapons, mga different na mga armaments, different na mga, let's say, handguns ba, machine guns. So that's really their goal, diba? And it's really more on promoting let's say it's more on promoting those non-violence acts, diba? Instead of resorting to commission of, let's say, physical acts, diba? When they can do it, let's say for example, conducting rally, diba? Mga peace rallies, mga kaning social movements, protest, diba? Instead of those mga, it involves acts wherein there will be wounded people, there will be kanang mga matay siya. On the next slide, in 1960, USA during President Reagan administration attempts a so-called conspiracy of silence about nuclear weapon. So when we say conspiracy of silence, it means that there is a secret agreement made between two or more people to not talk about something. Or basically, this conspiracy of silence is all about the usage, diba, yung sa nuclear weapon. So they made an agreement, a secret agreement, that they are not going to talk about weapons or nuclear weapon. In 1970, we have the modernization program. So this was an instrument to the rise of modern world. So democracy arose in the modern West as a result of deep cultural changes from medieval feudalism. So ibig sabihin class, 'di ba? Once a certain country or state, 'di ba, naging modernized. So normally, it is because of the result of deep cultural changes. So ibig sabihin there has been changes in terms of their culture. Kasi 'di ba, if you have noticed, there are those countries na wala pa siya na modernize because what's keeping them, 'di ba, to be kanang murag to rise to that modern world is because of their culture. But there are those nga kanang naging modernized na ilahang country or ilahang state. It is because it has kanang they have made some changes in terms of their culture. Understanding issues of economic and social development and in creating policies that would assist economic and social transitions in poorer countries. So, ibig sabihin, class, that part of this modernization program is us understanding what are really those issues, what are those kanang things that we can develop socially or kato mga social development so that, di ba, once we were able to identify those issues, the problems that we have in our society, then we can be able to create policy. So once we were able to create those different policies that would address, di ba, the issues in the economy, so we will be able to have this what we call economic and social transitions in those poorer countries. Diba? Kasi we will better understand what are their needs. So that, diba, once we were able to understand it, diba, that this is the needs, these are the issues that they are facing in those poorer countries, then we can be able to assist them through creating different policies. 1984 to 1985, Matsuo, he conceptualized peace into perspective that is peace value and peace sphere, diba? But basically, initially class, diba, this was introduced, these two perspectives was introduced by Johann Gatlong, but the distinction between peace value and peace sphere, it was it was explained to us by Matsuo. What is the difference between peace value, which is diba, the content or the value of peace, while peace sphere is that where peace exists, diba? Where is it located ang peace? On the next slide is that in 1993, peace paradigm of development. This is to provide improvement, if not alternative to modernization paradigm. So basically, class, kaning sa peace paradigm of development, this is, diba, to dethrone those undesirable biases so that we can be able to achieve development. Peace paradigm is an acronym that refers to participatory, encompassing, appropriate, conscientizing, and environment friendly. So now, let's discuss each, diba, kanang sa acronym sa peace. So number 1 we have is the participatory. What do we have about participatory? Okay, so let's talk about the participatory. So number 1, participatory talks about the development of weaving around people and not people around development. And it should empower and allow people and groups to cooperate to development. So basically, diba, from the word participate, people should cooperate. Diba? People should participate in the process of development. We should not, diba, we cannot achieve kasi development if there are no people, diba, who will participate or who will cooperate in that process. Next, encompasses. So encompasses, the more whole the person becomes, the more whole becomes the world. So which is why, diba, we really need to develop the potential or diba, the humans, diba, ang kanang as a kaning human or person, diba, we need to make them whole so that our world will become whole as well. So the World Bank 50 years of study cited the comprehensive approach is needed and not one policy will trigger development. Which is why, class, diba, going back in the modernization na paradigm, diba, it mentioned there that we must be able to kaning identify those issues that we are facing economically and socially. So once we were able to identify it, we are now going to create policies. So in terms of that policy, we should not only focus on single or isa lang siya na policy, di ba? isa lang na policy because it will not definitely trigger development. But instead, we need to take a look at in a more comprehensive approach. So dapat it should be two or more policies, di ba? That we should be creating. Kasi if you're only going to limit it to one policy, we don't know na it might work or it might not work, di ba, for those other countries or states. Next class is appropriate. As you can see there, we have screens to search and development. Number 1, institution, political, economic, cultural, and environment screens. So first is that for the institution screens are capable and flexible institution and socially inclusive and responsive to changing circumstances. So how can we achieve or how can we ascertain development? So we need to make sure that those institutions involved in the process of development, they are capable and flexible. Kasi during the process of development, diba, there will be a lot of changes. So they must be capable of that changing circumstances. They must be flexible. As well as they should be socially inclusive, diba? They should take part in the kanang whatever or the things that are kanang mga ginabuhat sa society, and they must be responsive. They must be able to adapt to those changing circumstances. Now for political screen, is the development initiative appropriate considering the actual situation in the area? So we need to take a look at the current situation of that certain country or state. Economic screen is the development initiative sensitive to the economic views held by the community. So we need to consider as well how they view the economy in that society, diba? Or the kanang people, diba? Or the people of the society or community, we need to take a look at their economic views. Cultural screen, the development initiative in consonance with the local culture that is held for generation, which is why earlier, diba class, it was mentioned there that dito sa modernization program, diba, democracy arose in the modern West as a result of deep cultural changes from Medivia. So it means that for us to be able to develop as well, we must be able to have that initiative, diba, to take a look at those local culture. Diba? Kasi those cultures already existed for many generations. And if we want to a certain development there, we need to be sensitive. We need to take a look what are their culture in that state or community. Diba? So that they will be able to understand. Kasi there are those countries or state nga, they do not want to take part on the process of development because it will let's say for example, na maigo ilahang culture. Environment screen is a development initiative which is environment friendly. So of course, we also need to consider, diba, in terms of our environment, all the things that we are going to do in the process of development. It should not affect, diba, or there should be no effect in terms of our environment. Next class, conscientizing. Ayan. So for conscientizing naman class, this is the technique which refers to process of deepening of the attitude of awareness, characteristics of all emergencies from the depressed situation, leading to the development of a critical consciousness. So you must be able to be aware, diba, of that sa depressed na situation that, let's say for example, in a war-torn country, in those countries in a war-torn, diba, mga in between sila sa war. So we need to be able to have that mga critical consciousness about what is happening in the society or in our community. Lastly, environment friendly, the act of attending to the natural resources to be used by the present generations as well as the future generations. So basically, class, it means that the natural resources that we have, those are scarce, diba? Those are limited. So you must be able to manage them, use them effectively, so that not just the present generation can be able to use them, diba, ma-address ato ang needs and the wants, but as well as those people who belong to the or katong mga nasa future generation, they can still be able to use or naagyapon sila yung mga natural resources na ilang magamit. So in 1995, so many individuals have become disenchanted with the very idea of development because of its socioeconomic, cultural, political, environmental, and economic cost, which is true, diba? So again, once in the process of development, there will be a lot of changes. So for example, if a certain community or a certain country will take part or di ba naa sila they would want to develop, there will always be cost. For example, sa environment, di ba? Normally if we want to build more buildings, di ba kana matag-as dagko kaayo, sometimes what is being kanang masacrifice, di ba, are those trees kana maying ana. So we need to consider mo nang reason nga nung they are very disenchanted, di ba? They have concerns in terms of these different aspect. Cultural, most especially silang sa cultural na aspect, they are kanang it becomes a problem because what's going to happen is that if there will be development, unsay mahitabo silang culture nga for the longest time or for how many generation nahimo na nilang culture siya. Will there be changes in the culture? Mawala ba siya? So that those are the things, di ba, that they are considering or kanang marag ilahang reservations in terms of kaning development. And due to human obsession to modernize, to amass material wealth, they forget to live. So there are those people nga, di ba, they really want to become kanang wealthy, di ba, those mga material things. But sometimes makalimot na sila nga to live the life that they have. So they are already being kanang gikaon na sila sa ilahang kanang let's say siguro ilahang greed to accumulate or kanang to acquire wealth. Next is that we have Philippine President Ramos to finalize in 1999 finalized the holistic plan that would address the roots of the Mindanao and communist insurgencies. So ibig sabihin those active revolt or uprising. So during 1999, there is already a holistic plan kung saan mapag-address what is really the root cause or the reason nga nung we have here kani mga communist insurgencies, nga nung naay mga uprising, diba? Kanang mga against the government, diba? Normally mao man na siya ang situation, mga active revolt kana siya. Now in 2004, Harris stated that the modern education of peace consists of five-fold structure. Number one, it explains the roots of violence. So now we are being educated, let's say for example, for peace education, it is being explained to us what is the roots of violence, asa ba siya nagsugod, nganong na siya violence. Number two, it teaches alternatives to violence, which is katong we have discussed in our last meeting, those non-violence, yung katong different types of non-violence. Let's say for example, the non-cooperation, those protests, mga peace rallies, diba? Those are examples of the alternatives to violence. Instead of us, let's say, doing physical harm to other people, it adjusts to cover different forms of violence. So now, diba, let's say, for example, in our history, there are those what we call, diba, nga ginatawag nato na mga violence acts, kada mga acts which are violent. But since the world, diba, times are changing, diba, naga-evolve po siya, so as the kinds or the forms of violence. Maybe in the sa una, there are those nga violence nga dili pa siya gina-consider nga violence kanang before, diba, mga acts. But now, at present, diba, gina-consider na siya nga violent act. So which is why in the modern education of peace, diba, it will cover, diba, gina-adjust niya ang kanang education in terms of kaning forms of violence kasi nga again basig before it is not a violent act but at present it is already a violent act or it is considered as a violent act. Now peace itself is a process that varies according to context, and lastly conflict is omnipresent and universal. So ibig sabihin that it is everywhere, diba? Everywhere makita nato ang conflict, most especially that dili lang siya not only one is going to kanang maka-experience of conflict, but it is, diba, common to all, diba? It's universal. Kita tanan will experience or will see that conflict. Education of peace does not aim only to prevent conflicts, for conflict exists in every region, even in the modern, which is true. Kasi before, historically speaking, diba, there exists conflict, na siya conflict, which is why there are wars, there is kaning a misunderstanding, disagreement between two or more countries, or let's say with people, di ba, with one or two or more people. The same goes at present. There are still conflicts that would exist. Let's take for example naman ang North Korea and South Korea. Di ba? Before, it's already a long kanang grabe na gid ilahang conflict kasi even at present, they are still not at peace with each other, these two countries. So we could really say that conflict, diba, exists in every region, not just in the past, but as well as at present. Now, the main goal of education, that is to make the individual adapt to use nonviolent ways in a case of conflict, ensuring that human beings reconcile without being psychologically or physically harmed. So it's really more on promoting nonviolence. Instead of doing those kind of violent acts, harming people, there are risks, there will be damage, diba? So, we must be able to adapt to use those non-violent ways. And also, most especially class is really on the reconciliation, like negotiating the issues that you have, the disagreement, the misunderstanding, diba? Addressing the root cause of conflict. It's really, diba, without causing, diba, psychological or mga physical nga harms, or let's say mga emotional traumas. So beginning of Industrial Revolution of England, that is the transition to new manufacturing process in Great Britain, continental Europe, and the States. So we have two stages in the Industrial Revolution. So basically, class, from katong people before, di ba? When you see Industrial Revolution, from before there is production, di ba? Mga production of the different goods, siya. So before, ang tao is they are the plant, di ba? Different, nagatanong sila. There are crops. Now they have evolved already into manufacturing processes in the Industrial Revolution. So the first stage is about textile industry. The second stage is focus more on the production using steel materials. And we're in that year class, diba, in 2004, income of weavers increased substantially kato mga nagahabi. So nagahabi gud og kanang mga tela or what. So their income, diba, it increased substantially. Now in 2006, Johnson stated peace consists of a dual structure that is comprised of war and violence at one side and reconciliation and mutual understanding at the other. So, ibig sabihin, class, that peace, dili lang siya, when we talk about peace, it does not only involve war and violence. Because it cannot be called as, let's say, peace kung there is no mutual understanding and reconciliation at the other side. Which is why, diba, for example, sa coin, manang ginaingon na there's always two sides of a coin. The same goes with peace. There is a dual structure, diba, that comprises peace, which is war and violence at one side, and the other is reconciliation and mutual understanding. Kasi you're not going to reconcile, you're not going to achieve a mutual understanding if if you're to think about it, what's the purpose for reconciliation? What's the purpose for having mutual understanding? And it is because, diba, there is war, there is violence, there is conflict. Now, in 2007, Allen stated that education of peace can be defined as choosing the path of Mahatma Gandhi in the face of violence, employing a nonviolent attitude, and being open to reconciliation. It's more on the social movements, di ba? Mga katong non-cooperation, participation to the mga rally or mga protest, di ba? So, instead of really resorting to violence. Now, in 2008, Groff put forward that peace is a process of creating reconciliatory society, a society where they are open to reconciliation. They wanted to negotiate the conflict instead of resorting to, let's say, war, let's say, to violence. And next class, in 2011, that is 6 components of peace. There are 6 components of peace according to University for Peace in the United Nations of Costa Rica. So number 1, it's to dismantle the culture of war, live with justice and compassion, human rights and responsibilities, intercultural solidarity, environmental care, and personal peace. Now, according to Institute of Economics and Peace, there are 9 elements of peace: well-functioning government, sound business environment, human rights and tolerance, good relations with neighboring states, freedom of information, acceptance of others, primary and secondary schooling, low level of corruption, and equitable sharing of resources. Next to it, class, is that in 2012, the European Union was awarded the Nobel Prize, that in recognition of the fact that there has been no war within its borders for the past 60 years. So in short, for the last 6 decades, diba, if kanang isipon nato, that's a very long year, diba, long years of kanang no war within its borders, which is why they were, the European Union was awarded, diba, with the Nobel Prize. And Alfred Nobel recognized that it is essential that political decision makers and a wider public act with an awakened sense of the everyday significance of the world events. So it's really essential yun daw ang kanang mga decision makers, katong political decision makers. And there should be what we call this, diba, awakened sense of what is really happening. Ano ba itong mga everyday events? 2013, roots of the concept of peace is unknown, which can be seen in the tradition of peace in ancient Greek history. So, ibig sabihin, class, that it's still, diba, it is still a question, it's still unknown as to asa ba yun nag-start, diba, or asa ba yun nagsugod ang concept of peace. Concept of peace rose to prominence after the humanism and cosmopolitan rationalism of enlightenment in 1750. So, ibig sabihin yan, class, that the concept of peace, diba, naging, what you call this, na sumikat siya, in short, diba, after humanism. So, humanism, that's a democratic and ethical life stance, which affirms that human beings have the right and responsibility to give meaning and shape to their own lives. And ito naman, believe that all people are entitled to equal respect and consideration, no matter what their citizenship status or other affiliations happen to be. And wars and losses that occurred after the 18th century caused the 20th century to be an era dominated by violence. Ibig sabihin, class, diba, during that 18th century, diba, there has been a lot of wars and losses. So what happened is that it has a boomerang effect, diba? Nag-domino effect siya dito sa 20th century, wherein that era has been dominated. So there has been a lot of violent acts, diba, commissions of different acts. There are people that were harmed. There were people nga they were emotionally, psychologically, and physically harmed. There were emotional trauma. So that's what had happened during the 20th century. Global Truce of 2012 coalition. So that is it was formed, which aimed to decrease of violence to see people under control. So when we talk about truce, diba, two countries, diba, they are at war. They put a stop in fighting with each other. So that is truce. Now in 2011 to 2030, we have this what we call Peace and Development Framework. So this was spearheaded by the Mindanao Development Authority, and this process, the Peace and Development Framework, was designed and undertaken in a highly participatory process consisting of countless forum and workshop. In short, class, that this process, it takes a lot, diba? There are a lot of participation needed, cooperation from the people through countless forum and workshops. So daghan gid say mga, let's say, seminars that will be or that should be attended by those persons involved in this Peace and Development Framework. So that is the end of the slide, class. And also, we are going to discuss the continuation on our next meeting, but make sure to study the instructional materials that has been uploaded in the Google Classroom, as well as the materials used during our discussions, and we are going to have our quiz via Kahoot. So should you have any questions or concern, you can just message me. If it is a common concern, let's say, for example, it is let's say it is a concern or question of everybody, you can just address it in our group chat. But if it is something personal, you can just message it to me personally. So thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.